I am just 62 miles from a much larger town, Loja. I anticipate arriving there today. I would like to get there and get into a bike shop because unfortunately my front wheel, the bearings in the hub, which can only be serviced by the manufacturer in Germany, are shot. So I need to have a different hub put on the bike, complete tear down of the front wheel and rebuild. So there are at least two challenges to contend with along the way. One is I have a bit of a GI issue this morning. I've started a round of antibiotics this morning after waking with a GI issue. Fortunately, it's just GI going southward, nothing northward at the moment. If you've ever had Giardia, for example, you will know what I'm talking about. Or just a terrible bout of food poisoning can cause material to go in both directions. Very uncomfortable and certainly very inconvenient for a guy who's trying to ride a bike. Lots of consumption yesterday, including mucho food in the evening. So it's not clear to me where it arose from. Regardless, I'm doing okay this morning, so I'm hoping it's just going to clear itself up fairly quickly. The other challenge is unavoidable. There's several thousand feet of climbing to contend with to the town of Loja. I will ride 26 miles and then begin the climb and conclude the day at 62. Between 26 and 62, I must climb about 7,000 feet, a total of about 9,000 feet. I'm certainly hoping that my body cooperates today along those 62 miles. However, I am told by friends that have come this way just a couple of months ago that it's muy bonito, very beautiful. And that has certainly softened my concerns, etc., as I prepare this morning for departure from this hostel. Well, it's time to depart this wonderful hostel. I want to thank Brian for being such a kind host and for being patient too, because I'm speaking in full English now. And he doesn't have his younger brother here to interpret, Adrian. This is a wonderful hostel if you come this way, Hostel Carolina. This town is like a lot of towns in Ecuador and Central and South America in general. Just ahead is the main road, and here 2 blocks away, it's all dirt. But I assure you, this is a cozy space and economical to spend the night. Well, let's see what we can get ourselves into today. If I'm not in and out of the bushes many times, I'll be grateful. I'm amazed at how much better I feel. Not good, but better after taking just one antibiotic, which I'll repeat tomorrow and the next day. A product that I brought from Estados Unidos, from the United States, after visiting a travel clinic. I've got a more aggressive antibiotic for the same GI collection of issues if the one I'm currently taking doesn't do the job, but feeling better, so that's a good sign. Welcome to BC Mania and Loja. I arrived here by bus today. That is the first time I've loaded my bike onto a bus. Well, actually, I take it back. It's the second time. The first time was on my journey across Europe from Scotland to Istanbul after I broke the derailleur completely off my bike. So this morning I had the usual symptoms, in and out of the bathroom. But I got on my bike quite late. I was hoping to pass most of the problem before I departed. 10 o'clock, I rode into the heat. I rode 26 miles thereabouts to the bottom of a massive climb, and I was feeling quite bad. I made the decision, it was already after 12 o'clock, at that point to get on a bus. About an hour later, I'm here. My thinking was I really needed to get the bike to this bike shop, and if I stayed another night in the valley, who knows how I was going to feel. And in reality, it's only about 36 miles that I had to ride that bus. So if I'm going to play a card, then I think this was the time to do it. So when I decided I needed to do something about that wheel, I went looking for a bike shop. And I knew I was coming through this town. It's quite a big town. And I found BC Mania. And as I look around this space, this is certainly my best chance as far as any bicycle shop I've seen. Look at the stock here, and behind the counter, a professional mechanic who has had my wheel in his hands pretty much since I arrived. So from my heart, I want to thank them. And let's hope, fingers crossed, that they can resolve this problem. The hub cannot be repaired to my knowledge, so they're trying to remove the bearings right now. My understanding is it has to be shipped to Germany. That's obviously not going to happen. So my thinking is I'll have to replace that hub, so rebuild the wheel completely.